Athletic, bold, commanding, the Equinox EV helps you to show up in style, though looking good on the course is still up to you. If it's the distance that you're after, the Equinox EV offers 319 miles of EPA estimated electric range with front wheel drive. We took our Chevys up to Boston to go to the Kirk Minahan match. That match is now live on YouTube. Make sure you go watch that. That's a very well received video on our YouTube page. We have a great show for you today. It's a Trent and Frankie show. We talk with a couple of guys in the behind the scenes aspect of golf. We've got one guy named Ty, who is a NFL punter, who makes his way to a golf course to become an assistant pro. And then we've got Jeremy in South Ohio, who has built a home backyard golf course called Spun Run Golf. Those are great interviews, just talking to people that deserve a little bit of a shine in a dark part of the world of golf. It's not the glitz and the glamour. It's the going in the backyard with an excavator and building your own golf course type of world, Trent.
Yeah, it was two really interesting stories in the world of golf, and we're looking to hear more about those. So if you know anybody who's got a great story like that in the world of golf, please reach out. And yeah, we talk to them. We talk about Keegan Bradley's recent comments about, the loss at Bethpage Black and the Ryder Cup. And yeah, it's a great show, and it's all powered by our great friends at Chevrolet.
Leave the driving to the Equinox EV and show up to the golf course energized with available Super Cruise hands-free driver assistance technology. Equinox EV has a massive 17-inch diagonal center screen, the largest of any EV in its class. We've seen this. We've been inside this car. It is unbelievable what it looks like once you're in there. That 17-inch just diagonal center screen is unbelievable. So make sure you check out the Equinox EV. And when it comes to EVs, Equinox EV is the smartest choice you can make. Let's get right into the show.
We had a guy, Jason from Wisconsin, got a hole-in-one in the tournament this year. A hole-in-one. So Jason, he was from Wisconsin. He's like, let's get a keg. So we're scrambling during the tournament, trying to get a buddy of a buddy to bring a keg out. So 2 hours later, a keg rolls in. My wife's like, why do we have a keg? Like, we got a hole-in-one. Like, what do you mean? Why?
Foreplay presented by Barstool Sports, brought to you by Chevrolet. It is the Trent and Frankie show today. Riggsy is out doing something, I think, in Pinehurst. So we're covering the show for Riggs today. We've got a fun one for you. We're going to be talking a little bit behind the greens to some people behind the scenes of golf that deserve that shining of light that we like to cast upon the people in the shadows of this game. We've got two great guests. One of them being a journeyman punter in the NFL turned assistant golf pro, and the other being a backyard golf course owner that rents out his backyard golf course to people to basically stay and play. And it is becoming an Instagram famous kind of place, and it's awesome in this day and age where all these golf resorts are popping up that someone decided to do it in their backyard, and it seems to be picking up a lot of steam, and a lot of people seem to enjoy that place. It's called Spud Run Golf. So, or maybe it's Spud Golf. We'll have to talk to him about all the details. But anyway, it's Trent and I today, and we're excited to talk to you all on this beautiful Thursday. Hopefully you all saw the video release, the trailer of the Internet Invitational that came out this week. Very, very exciting stuff. The hype is real. Trent, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this show. We've got a couple of great stories. And then, yeah, the Internet Invitational trailer is out, and it's a fantastic trailer. I think the hype is it's on full steam now, and like people are excited for it. And I'm excited for it to come out. We filmed this thing a couple months ago at Big Cedar. We brought all of these YouTube golfers together, 48 of them, put them in one place, and we just had a big old tournament. And I think people are going to be shocked and stunned, and they're just going to enjoy themselves while watching it. So no, I'm excited for this show. The Trent and Frankie show is always pretty interesting, but I'm excited for it.
Were you battling through some words there? Yesterday we golfed and you had some trouble speaking. I saw you just start off the show battling through a couple words. What's been going on?
I think you just gotta check me in. I think you just gotta take me to the nearest
Old Yeller.
Yeah. Just like, I think, old boy, you've had your run. We've been doing this for a long time. You would think by now the words would just happen, because I talk for a living. I talk with you pretty much for a living. That's what you and I do. It's the number one requirement currently when I started, I was able to type words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could think about them. I could put them in a blog, and just I had time to think about it. And now, just like within the last day or so, I think I'm just starting to lose it. I think you're starting to see the beginning of the downfall of Trent Ryan. And that's unfortunate because I've really enjoyed my time here. We're buds. I'm friends with all the people that we work with. But I think it's coming to an end here.
Yeah, no, we struggled through a bunch of sentences yesterday, and I know Peculiar really sent you off onto a tizzy.
Well, that one, that's nothing new. That's not a cause for concern. That word, the P word, the one that you are saying, which I don't think I'll say on this podcast. You're trying to make me say it, but I don't think that I will. I've never been able to say it. I remember when we were doing the cousin show with cousin Mike and cousin Murray, that topic came up about that word, and cousin Mike made me say it on the air because I couldn't get through it. And
Which, by the way, for people that don't know, cousin Mike is Dave Portnoy's dad. And it is Dave Portnoy's. Is it like his dad's cousin? It wasn't his uncle.
No, it might just be his really, really good friend.
Okay, got it.
I could have that wrong. I should know that. I did a radio show with him for a while, but
what a world that was. The Barstool radio days where Dave's dad had a show on Sirius XM.
And it was just the musings of, at the time, two 71-year-old men, how they view the world. Riggs started out hosting it, and then eventually me and Smitty took over. We would split weeks. And yeah, you would just go on at 9 a.m. in New York City, and they were in Boston or Boca, depending on what time of year that it was. And you would just talk to two old guys for an hour. And it was a pretty, I mean, we had to obviously fill, like that schedule was so like, it was an all-day schedule for that radio
7 a.m.
show.
to 6 p.m.
Right. So you had to fill it with some sort of programming. And I think there's worse radio shows than you just listen to two old guys talk. It was kind of nice. I really enjoyed it. I don't know
if you can go back and listen, but that'd be a great listen for some people to go dig into the archives and just listen to a random episode of the Cousins with Trent and Dave's dad and cousin Murray.
I enjoyed that show 99% of the time. The 1% of the time that I did not enjoy it was when cousin Murray, he sneezed really loud or he coughed really loud and then went silent because the way they did the radio is they had these headsets. Like I'm wearing headphones right now, but it would have the mic connected to it. And he sneezed or coughed so hard and so loud that his pack went flying and we thought he was dead. We were like,
you heard the thud.
Yeah, there was a loud thud, and cousin Zah, who was behind the glass, being the producer, he just looked at me like, I don't know what just happened. We might have an on-air bad situation, but he picked up his pack and came back to it. But yeah, those were definitely interesting times in the Barstool history.
What was the thing you were asking me yesterday before we recorded, or 2 days ago, when you said, what's my thought on cucumbers? We never got into that.
Oh yeah, I was just
you brought up cucumbers.
Yeah, I asked you your thoughts on cucumbers because I had ordered a wrap 2 or 3 days ago. It's a wrap that I've ordered a lot recently because I've been on this health kick still. Thank you to everyone who reached out and was like, you got it this time. The 4,000th time you've got it. It's going to happen for you.
And I do love how hard you go into it though. Like you'll dive deep into like you'll eat the same healthy wrap for like 4 straight weeks. Or you did that Muscle Maker Grill that one time where you were just ordering Muscle Maker Grill in New York City, like by that office, like for like 3 straight months. You're like, this is healthy, you know, and you're just
dude, I have to have structure. I have to have something because otherwise I'm not a guy who can start eating healthy and then like have a piece of cake, like, you know, once a week or something, because then I'm eating cake now. I'm a guy who's just going to eat cake for 3 straight months. So I need to eat the same thing every single day and it's boring and monotonous. But it is what it is. And I've been ordering this wrap that doesn't have cucumbers. And then they must have made a mistake and put cucumbers in it. And I wanted to throw up. I'm just not a cucumber guy at all. I absolutely despise cucumber. I had to pick them all out. And then my hands were a mess. It was a disaster.
If you came on this trip I was just on and you had any sort of diet that you were trying to hold strong on, I just went to Woodloch. We went there. We filmed a bunch of videos. We showed off the resort. I was always going back with my family. We kind of did like a preview thing before I went there just because I knew how awesome the golf course was and how great the people are there and how awesome it is to stay there. It's something that I used to go to. My grandfather used to get a house at Woodloch Springs on the golf course back when like Borelli's was roaring, like the 80s and the 90s. And like really, really when I was younger, he would always get this house on like the 14th green overlooking like one of our favorite holes. And he would invite a bunch of the people from Borelli's to go, a bunch of extended family would go. And then I would always that would be my experience there. We would go during the summer and then we would go during the winter. And I remember going out in the lake and like ice skating. And it was like the coolest thing ever, like being out on a lake ice skating. You're like 6 or 7 years old. And like that mysterious feel of being out on the water, but also you're on ice skates, and made me fall in love with just the whole entire sport. And then you go back, you watch the Islanders, they're right across the street at the Coliseum. The whole love for it all started like right there doing those early age things. So it means a lot to me, that place. And you could see that in the videos when we do it with, when we did it with Trent Brendan and Kyle Timms. So we went back and we hadn't been to Woodloch, and this is in Pennsylvania. It's like Western Pennsylvania, just over the border of New York. And, I hadn't been there in years with my family. So it was really, really fun to be able to go back with like this new generation. I got my kid, I got my 2 godsons on each side of the family, on Hannah's side, on my side, 3 babies that are 19 months, 15 months, and 5 months. And then all the grandparents, everyone's just been grinding over the last 2 years, basically, with like all the kids pregnant and then all of them having babies, and like the grandparents are watching the kids, and the mother's going back to work, and like we're all working. So it's like, it's a lot in that first couple of years. So it felt like everyone just needed like a reset or just a change of scenery. And like Woodloch was the perfect place for that. But my point for bringing it up was, you get these like dining plans, and like you can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in this dining hall. And you show up and your table is your table for the whole entire weekend, or however long you're staying. If you're staying for 3 or 4 days, you have your table. So no matter when you go into this dining hall, like they're ready for you, and everything's all included in that, like in that plan that you get. So it's unlimited food. And the problem is, like, if you go into that trying to hold any sort of diet or any sort of restrictions on what you're eating, there is 0% chance of you being able to fulfill those needs, because the food that comes out and the quantity and the amount, and also just like the quality of it. And when you get to dessert, Trent, it's laughable what they start saying to you. They're like, and are you guys staying with us for dessert? And someone at the table is like, we'll hear it. And then it's like, they rattle off 10 different things, like all these different flavors of ice cream. They're asking if you want whipped cream or hot fudge on that. And then they're like, we also have the special. It's just a Reese's Pieces cake. That's all. It's just a Reese's Pieces, chocolate fondue cake. We could throw that in the middle of the table for you guys, no problem. We'll also throw the rice pudding. It's just like, you're going through it and you see in front of you, you just ate the most food. Breakfast is like, Swedish pancakes and bacon and sausage and eggs, and you're ordering multiple things. So you're like, I'll try it all, right? If it's all coming out, we'll try a little bit of everything. So you're doing that 3 times, and by the time you get to dessert, you can't believe how much food you've eaten in that day alone. And you span that over 3 or 4 days. It's like it's the only negative of the place is how good and how much food there is. You know what I mean? It's like, it becomes like too much. You're sitting there being like, I can't believe how much food I'm eating right now.
Yeah, but that's 3 days, right? If you do that for 3 days, I live that 365 if I'm really ripping, You can do it for 3 days. That's, dude, if you're there with your family for a trip and you're having a good time and everybody's just relaxing for the first time, like you were saying, you guys have been through, it's just been a busy couple of years for everybody. So if you're just like, 3 days, I'm going to eat these Swedish pancakes and I'm going to eat all this cheesecake and I'm going to eat everything they put in front of me. I'm just going to eat it. But you can't live your whole life like that. I'm looking at myself here. I'm not even talking to anybody when I'm saying these things. I'm just saying you can't live your whole life like that. Because my rule around it basically now is, if you and I were to go to dinner, like with the guys, I would eat whatever I wanted, but I can't. There's no reason for me to do that when I'm by myself. That's like when you go out with people, it's a fun time. It doesn't happen that often. You're just like, all right, I'm having a good time. I'm going to enjoy myself. There's no reason for me to be sitting on my couch eating like an 8-course meal. And I'm like, this is just for me. What the fuck? Why would I? That makes no sense. So I'll eat something sensible as opposed to going crazy.
Well, the problem is, though, when you have like a 3 or 4 day span like that, then you come home, to turn that switch off is nearly impossible, because now it's like, well, we just did all that. Like, let's just let's just keep it rolling now, because like we're already in the ditches. Like, we're not climbing out of this thing. It's over. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was absolutely unbelievable. And actually, the guy Rory O'Fee over there that works at Woodloch, he walked into the room when we were having breakfast, and he said hi to us, and he was super, super nice to the whole family, and like asked us what we were going to be doing that day, blah, blah, blah. He also had this, like, he goes, he came to Long Island, and he was cleaning out his uncle's house. I guess he had passed on, and they were all going to the house and helping clean out the house. And he's like, I saw this newspaper magazine that came with Newsday. And he's like, I was going to throw it out, but I thought of you, and I knew you were going to be here. Like, would you want this? And it was the coolest thing that his uncle had kept really, really in great shape. It's from June 11th, 1995, and it's the U.S. Open preview at Shinnecock, which we'll be having the U.S. Open here next year, 31 years later. And I just thought it was so cool to go through this Newsday U.S. Open Shinnecock preview, and just like where the world of golf was, right? Like there's like Kmart has these clubs that are you can buy these clubs at your nearest Kmart store, and they go through all the holes.
Do you get the price on those? Because I bet it would make
people
laugh.
Don't have the price, no, but Fuzzy Zeller's 1995 collection by Dunlop, only exclusively at Kmart. They got a picture of Fuzzy Zeller there. You're going to put yourself in a winning position. And just like Ray Floyd, Cosmic Ray. Floyd was in another world after his Shinnecock victory. And it's just, I don't think this was the preview. I guess this was probably the finisher, because I think Ray Floyd won that thing, didn't he? Anyway, my biggest takeaway from this magazine was how many freaking trees were at Shinnecock in the 90s. I mean, look at this. Like, look at this advertisement of these ping clubs. How crazy is that?
Crazy, dude. It really is. That you're
like
looking at a
advancement
time
in technology. The Ping Zing 2 irons and metalwoods. See if I can find it. Larry's Golf Discount Center. The amount of trees that were at Shinnecock and just how many trees they took down. And I just played Shinnecock a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, this place is unbelievable. And they were asking me like, oh my God, look at this.
Let me see it.
Like they're showing like you can buy a copier. You can buy a switchblade.
Oh yeah, you can buy a Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife. Look at that. A Swiss Army knife.
And yeah, if you want to buy a copier, you can buy it out of the 1995 Shinnecock program.
And how many trees they took down at Shinnecock, you really don't realize how much work goes into these places. And the original designs of these golf courses all are like when you see these courses, especially on Long Island now, that have no trees, and they've gotten all these restorations and renovations. They took all the trees down now. But I asked someone at Shinnecock, I'm like, how'd the trees even come like to be in the first place? And he was saying a lot of these courses, just over the years, members will like donate trees, or they'll plant a tree in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s and the 50s, and they'll just like put trees around. That's their tree. That became very like ceremonial on golf courses, where like you would donate trees to the golf course, and that was like the architecture. People like to have trees going through the holes, so they were actually ruining the original plans. Like when Shinnecock was first built, it didn't have a single tree on the land. And then all of a sudden, the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s come around. You have a lot of these trees. The 90s, they have a U.S. Open there. The whole thing is tree lined. It's absolutely insane. Every hole's got trees. All the greens have trees behind it. And you show up now, and what makes Shinnecock beautiful are those rolling hills, and how you can see every single hole from every single green. You can see the clubhouse no matter where you are. So it was pretty eye opening to just like bring yourself back into this time where like this was golf, man. It was very simple, right? Like there wasn't that much technology in all of these clubs, and they're just really not even promoting like drivers. They're just promoting little putters and these like scooping wedges. And it's just a very simple time, man. And at the time, it was probably innovative, right? Like in 1995, you get this newspaper, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe those Zing Z2s. I cannot believe that.
Right. That was much before like the distance boom. Like Tiger was about to burst onto the scene at that time, and he was about to start driving the golf ball really, really far. But yeah, before it was all felt like short game. And how do you improve your putting? How do you improve just like the little parts of the game? So that's an interesting time capsule. It's an interesting look into what the game was like back then. That's pretty fascinating. They don't do game programs anymore. I have like vivid memories of going to Iowa football games and Iowa basketball games and getting programs. That just doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of a waste of paper, which I understand, but It is cool to look back on something like that. That's the type of physical media that we're just not going to have going forward. Like, I guess you can go to old URLs and look up old articles about what people were saying in 2015 about a team or a golfer or whatever. But to have the physical media of it for you to look through to flip through on a podcast is pretty cool, and something that will not exist 30 years from now.
I'm looking, I'm trying to find like prices, and there's this place, Larry's Golf Discount Center. Larry says, make your season up to par. And I'm trying to look at prices, but Spalding Magna, $19.99 for a box of balls, and they'll throw 3 free balls in there for you. The
Hell
Spalding logo Overrun, $8.99 for a dozen. Pretty damn good, dude.
Corey Pavin won that U.S. Open.
Oh, so this was Corey Pavin. Got it. All right, so this was the.
Do you guys want to guess what his finishing score was?
Oh wow! At Shinnecock in 1995. I'm gonna say, 5 under.
I'm gonna say 4 over.
Split the difference, about even par.
Wow.
68 on Sunday.
Wow, what
even
a round.
par finisher for Corey Pavin at Shinnecock. Yeah, that's not gonna. Well, we'll see. That might still hold in 2026. You never know.
What was the finishing score at Shinnecock? What did Brooks shoot in 2019?
Ooh, good question.
Looking for it now. I don't see it. Oh, +1.
Oh wow!
1 over.
I thought it was under par.
Well, that was when they lost the golf course, right? According to Zach Johnson. So I mean, they just made it unbelievably difficult. Wasn't that at Shinnecock?
Was that Shinnecock? I think it was.
Right, because like you had Phil Mickelson.
That's where Phil lost his mind, right?
Like, yeah.
I think that was the first before 2018, though. That was like 04,
really?
05, I want to say. I remember reading a Phil Mickelson book, and he complained about it.
They lost one of the greens in the early 2000s. I remember.
Yeah,
that
2004. Yeah.
No, we're just talking about Zach Johnson made a funny quote saying that they had lost the golf course after one of the U.S. Opens, and then Phil Mickelson hit that ball rolling on like 14 or whatever that green was. It's right before you go up that hill. It's an impossible pin, and the ball was rolling down front left, and he just like ran up and got it and hit it back, even though he could have just taken an unplayable and replayed it back from his line. And you know that's that USGA rule that no one knows about, that you can literally just like if you putt it off the green, it goes way into the fairway or maybe even to a fairway bunker, you can just say I'm taking an unplayable, play from you take stroke and distance, and you just play it right from where you just hit it. So if you were putting that for birdie, now you're putting from the same spot for bogey, and you can try and make that now instead of having to hit it up and in.
Sure. And I remember him maniacally laughing at the time. Phil, just kind of
it was he lost his mind.
Like, what's going on? What's going on with this guy? That was
well, him in the U.S. Open have always had he's had a doozy at those things. So for that to just be added to his U.S. Open, I guess failures you would call them, is that'll turn any guy insane. I do want to get to the guys that we have calling in because they've been waiting for a little bit. So I mean, I think we should start off with our punter here. Is who I think we should bring in. His name is Ty Zentner. Zentner, I guess is how we're going to pronounce that. He has played for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Houston Texans, the Tennessee Titans, the Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks. He was all Big 12. I think that was at Kansas State. I think I looked that up.
I think that's right.
He had 45 punts in the NFL. His longest was 64. So, I mean, this guy he's a journeyman. He was a 2023 undrafted punter, as most punters are. And now he's working at a golf course. And I'd love to hear this kind of story as to like where sport has taken him and how he just doesn't give up the dream no matter what the sport is. He's an assistant pro. We'll get into it with Ty.
Yeah, let's bring Ty in.
All right, we're now joined by Ty Zentner. That's how we're going to pronounce this?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Ty, we loved your story. You emailed in kind of a spiel about, where sports have taken you, whether it be in football as a punter and now to the golf course as an assistant golf professional. I think that's a really unique, kind of journey to where you are right now. You're clearly at the golf course, or you're in your golf gear. You're ready to go out and maybe give a lesson or pick the range or work the pro shop. And that's just so different than hitting, kicking punts in the NFL, which is such a outrageous juxtaposition between like chaos coming at you, and you got to be working on your toes, and you got to be thinking real quick, and you got to be able to, you got to be going. Guys are trying to come and kill you and block that, and then you go to golf, and it's like birds are chirping. It's all the ball's not moving. Talk to us about how did this whole journey start? When did you start golfing? How did you get into punting? I want to hear it all.
Yeah, that's okay. That's gonna be a loaded question because then I can go like 10 different ways with this.
Yeah.
I was a soccer player growing up. I played soccer my entire life, and fast forward to senior year of high school, where my best friends that were all on the football team needed a kicker and a punter. So I figured I'd go out. I was already committed to a school to play soccer, and I ended up getting some football offers. So I go to a JUCO to play football instead, and find myself at Kansas State a couple years later, and wind up having a good enough career to make a run at the NFL. And so that's kind of where, when I was at Kansas State, started to pick up golf. I had played my, I think, sophomore year of high school just to do it for fun. Played on the JV team, went out there, shot a 135 in the first meet, just circle 10, pick it up, move on to the next tee. Just terrible golf. A lot of fun memories from that, though. And once I got to Kansas State, started playing with roommates pretty often, and still was not a good golfer, but really enjoyed it. Started watching a lot of good, and probably 2020, 2021. And that's where like a newfound love came for the game, where I just really enjoyed watching it, loved watching pro tournaments, all that stuff. So I get into the NFL. I signed with the Eagles after the draft, and Jake Elliott's the kicker. Well, you guys have probably heard Jake Elliott is an absolute stick. He's a scratch golfer. He's a sicko where he's got a couple golf clubs sitting in his locker, like in his off time. He's out in the practice field doing swings, hitting chips off a mat, all sorts of stuff like that. So that's where I felt the pressure to be like, oh man, I have a lot of downtime now. I'm a punter in the NFL. Like, I just got to be good at punting, and the rest I can just do whatever I need to. So I started picking up golf, playing a lot more often, and that's kind of where I started on this journey.
Did you ever find, did you love football? Because I played a little bit of football growing up, and the punters and the kickers, a lot of the guys that I played with were also soccer players. And now most of them didn't end up in the NFL, but through that run of, all right, I'm going to join the football team because my buddies are on it. And then you do it in college, and then, oh shit, I'm going to sign with an NFL team. What was your level of love for the game of football?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think, growing up really young, I really did love it. But as I got more advanced with soccer, I just there's a 5-year gap where I don't have a single memory of football. I don't remember who won the Super Bowl or going to high school games or any of that. And but once I did start playing, I realized how much I was missing out on. And through my journey through a junior college and into Kansas State, that's where the love for football just really exploded. And what I loved most about it was doing the off-season workouts, having guys you're going back and forth with, and just trying to make each other better. That was what was really fun. Obviously the games, away environments, home environments, so much fun and memories that last a long time. But yeah, I think, like I said, there was a gap in there where I don't have a single football memory for probably 4 or 5 years.
The kickers and the punters never get enough credit, right? And we always talk about that in sports. It's got to be the hardest, especially a kicker, having to kick a game-winning field goal or tying field goal. You're expecting them to make it, and if they don't, it's a disaster. How much pressure did you feel every time that ball was snapped to you, that you just that's your only job out there? They're bringing you out there, they're trotting you out to just kick this ball 50, 60 yards, whatever it may be. I saw your career along with 65, which is an absolute boot. At the end of the day, how nervous are you when that ball is getting snapped to you?
Yeah, I think, certain times I wasn't nervous at all, and then other times I was. I mean, going into my first couple reps at Kansas State, where I'm just getting on the field for the first time, gosh, I was shitting down my leg. I was terrified. The only thing I was this doesn't even matter if it's a bad punt, just catch the ball and get it off.
Right.
Nothing else matters. And then I get to a point where I'm building confidence, and by the end of my college career, I felt like I was as confident as anybody else. And then you get to the NFL and it kind of just restarts. You know, I did great in the preseason, my first preseason, but those first 4 regular season games, I was terrified again and was just worried about getting the ball off and not getting a blocked kick or giving up a bigger turn. So yeah, just it's crazy how that kind of goes with any sport where you're feeling confident, like things are going to go great and you're going to be able to execute at a high level. But when you're not, it can be bad.
I'm an Iowa football fan, so I have a lot of respect for punters. Torrey Taylor is one of the Iowa Hawkeye greats. He is a legend in Iowa City. Did you ever have to make a tackle?
Yeah, I had to make a bunch of tackles. I did kickoffs as well. So that was where I probably made every tackle I ever did was kickoffs. I don't think I ever had to make one on a punt.
How did those go?
But yeah, you just kind of like, I think a lot of people call them the spider monkey, where you just jump onto them, hang on for dear life, and just pray somebody can help you take them down. That's how them usually went. That or like waking up the next day with a big headache because you just got your face ran through. That would happen quite often.
That's what I was going to say. That's most of the replays you see where a kicker or a punter has to make a tackle. You're just in the way. You're the last line of guys, and you're just like, hopefully this guy trips over my entire body.
Well, yeah, and you're standing square, so it's just like you said, last line of defense. I'm just standing there square, just letting them run straight through me, and hopefully I can just grab his foot and bring him down.
Now this guy's working at a golf course.
Yeah, that's right.
Before I get to the golf, like, I mean, for me, the holders of kicks has to be the hardest job in sports. I don't understand how we don't put more emphasis on that. You got to catch the ball, you got to put it down on the ground, you got to spin it. Sometimes in like 10-degree weather, and also you've got like less than a second to do all of that.
Yeah. Well, more like 1.35 seconds.
1.35 seconds. You got to catch, down, spin it, no laces, angle it perfectly for the. It's crazy. We're not talking enough about these guys.
Well, see, now the NFL long snappers are so good. I played with the GOAT of long snappers, Morgan Cox, for the Tennessee Titans, and he made my job as a holder so easy. But, you know, I didn't always play with him. So other times it was a lot more difficult. And like you said, cold games, that's a nightmare. Rain, nightmare. And for someone like me, where I didn't hold a single ball in college, I also kicked field goals. And so going into the NFL, like I had to learn from scratch. Jake Elliott was huge for me, where I learned a ton from him. But I mean, yeah, it's a scary position.
I mean, Tony Romo lost a playoff game doing that for the Cowboys.
That's right.
He couldn't get the hold down. They lost.
So now, you know, NFL comes and goes. You know, for me, like, that's crazy. You play for a bunch of different teams. I would call that a very, very solid career for a punter, kicker. Right? You made your way around the NFL. You got a bunch of kicks off. That's awesome. Starting from a soccer player and not even knowing if you were going to do that. Great for you, man. Like, that's really, really impressive. And the fact that you were able to jump into that and play at the highest level is unbelievably impressive.
I appreciate
and then
that.
to now transition into like the golf world. How did you get, where are you at now? Like, what golf course is it? Where are you at in the States? How is that going? Like, why are you enjoying this transition?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Right now I'm working at Wamego Country Club in Wamego, Kansas. My wife and I had lived in Manhattan, Kansas, which is just in kind of the northeast corner and about 2 hours away from Kansas City, so not far. We moved a little bit down the road and into Wamego. It's a small town, and it's just got a beautiful golf course here. Like I said, I told you guys prior, where I knew I wanted to work in the golf industry after my NFL career kind of seemed like it was over. And this was the first option that came up to me. And it's been incredible to work at this golf course and meet all the members and help run things and help our new pro that just got hired on about a month or two ago. We're kind of going through this together, where we've been thrown into the fire. We're trying to learn members' names and also run these tournaments and leagues and junior academies. And it's been a ton of fun. I've really enjoyed it so far.
Has it been eye-opening to see just how much work goes into the behind the scenes of a golf operation?
Well, yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like, after a tournament, you want to, if you're doing payouts or however, a lot of clubs handle it differently, but at our club, we do a lot of cash payouts for our tournaments, and we have 4 or 5 different flights. So not having these guys wait around for 3 hours waiting to get their payouts as soon as this tournament ends is like our biggest duty. So we're trying to, as soon as we're getting scorecards in, we're trying to get those put into our system and figure out who's getting what and all that stuff. So that's something that's really opened my eye. And the tournament to-do list can be extensive sometimes.
Yeah, talking to our guy Beef, who we love, and I know you've messaged with him a bit, and like I think the thing that most I've learned from him is there is this perception of what those jobs are, and people are like, oh, that must be great. You're at a golf course and you just play golf all day, every day. That has to be what it is. And then you learn that there's just so much more to it, and like the days are very, very, very busy.
Yeah, there can be. I mean, like this week, it's been pretty slow because it's been 65 and 40 mile an hour winds. So we've had a slow week. I've been able to hang out on the putting green a lot and work on my putting and my chipping. But there's other summer days where it's 90 and sunny and beautiful outside. And like, we're trying to make sure we have enough carts for everybody that's trying to come play golf. And we have an unbelievable staff. We have a great bar staff, a great pro shop staff, and we used a lot of the high school kids to help do carts and pick the range and stuff like that. So we truly have a great operation, and I'm really thankful for that. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, we really appreciate you calling in. And that's a really great story. I mean, the fact that you've done all of this in a short period of time is quite impressive, and you've gone from one extreme to the other. Best of luck on as much. I can't even imagine being out on a football field with like just that. To me is such a foreign place. I never played football growing up. I watch it so from afar, just from my couch. I won't even go to games because it's too intense for me. So to be out there and like throw yourself into the fire like that, it will always get the most impressive feedback from me. So
absolutely.
And best of luck with the future in this new golf world, man. It's definitely a grind, but it's a rewarding one. I know Beef talks very highly about that whole industry and just like how tight knit you guys all are and how much of a community it is. So, and the game needs good people in those positions because that's what makes everything better. It makes the membership better. It makes people want to come back and play and learn the game. So you're doing a good job, man.
I appreciate it, guys. And I listened to the podcast from yesterday, or what would be 2 or 3 days ago, from whoever's listening to this right now. And I wanted to talk about our junior memberships. We offer a junior membership for the full year. It costs $250 for any kid that's in high school or younger to be a member throughout the year. So there are a lot of clubs that are kind of price gouging out there, and it's nice to see that there's still like some clubs out there that do the things right way and trying to keep it as cheap as possible for people that to get out here and play. Cause that's why we have such a great junior program and we're able to win state titles and whatnot, is because we make it affordable for these kids to get out here and play.
Absolutely, dude. Yep. What's the name of the course again? Just say that one more time.
Wamego Country Club. Wamego, Kansas.
Country Club.
Built in 1920. We got a beautiful course. So anybody that's coming through the Midwest, come check it out.
Awesome, dude. Great job. Well, we appreciate it, Ty. Thanks for everything, and best of luck. Hopefully we'll see you one of these days. We got to come through that part of the country. We've never golfed there. So
absolutely. Shoot me a message.
Yeah, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate the time.
All right, take care, fellas.
Our new partnership with Adidas gives us access to their full range of golf apparel and footwear, including their Originals golf range. You've got players like Ludwig Oberg and Lynn Grant out there rocking the Adidas from head to toe. Unbelievable look on them. We have been over the moon with our partnership with Adidas. Every single aspect of it, from the hats to the shirts, the polos, the hoodies, the quarter zips, the sweaters, the vests, the pants, the shorts, the socks, the shoes. Everything has just been pure class and just great quality, and everyone has been giving us unbelievable feedback and so many compliments. I am just over the moon. Like I said, it has been a dream come true, Trent, to work with Adidas.
Yeah, the Adidas stuff is so good. And in New York, we were just out playing yesterday, you and I, and it's getting chillier. It's the fall season, and they've just got so many options with golf hoodies, vests, quarter zips, like you mentioned. It's the range of stuff is, you almost like can't find the end of it. There's so much of it. It's all great. I've got this Adidas hoodie on. All my loungewear now is all Adidas. I've got Adidas sweatpants that I walk around in. Like, it really has just taken over my whole life, and I couldn't be happier. All of the Adidas stuff in every facet of life is an A+.
As the original sports brand, Adidas has shaped fashion and culture movements off the field of play for decades. Through deliberate and elevated styles, Originals Golf puts the focus on the details and represents an invitation to join the culture surrounding the game. The final chapter of the 2025 Originals Golf range introduces elevated styling for the course, inspired by high fashion, while also introducing bold colors that complement the classic heritage aesthetic that is uniquely Adidas. This Originals Golf drop reinvigorates the fall season with premium designs that allow the golfer to showcase their personal style on the course. Adidas is the official golf apparel and footwear partner of Fore, and that includes their new Originals Golf range. We've been rocking the Originals all fall long, and they are incredible. I love the hats. The original hats is so cool, so make sure you go check it out. They're inspired by classic Adidas heritage and elevated with the bold premium style that makes you perform and built to stand out on the golf course. So check out the newest drop. Shop Adidas's latest golf gear at www.adidas.com/foreplaypods. Make sure you go to that link for the fellas. Make sure you click on that one specifically and you type that one in, that www.adidas.com/foreplaypod to shop all your Adidas needs. All right, we are now joined by Jeremy from Spun Run Golf. I am very excited to speak with you. I've seen you on Instagram, what you're doing with this backyard golf course. We're calling it the Field of Dreams of golf. Unbelievably impressive. I want to hear, let's go through this whole entire story. First of all, welcome to the show, dude. Like, this is so great to talk to you.
Yeah, so it's an honor to be on the show. Who would have thought, 5 years ago when I started this daggone thing, that some hillbilly from Southern Ohio would be a guest on your guys' podcast, man. This is fantastic. I'm ready to get into it.
Very happy to have you. Southern Ohio, you got this huge plot of land. Talk us through, how did you even decide to start a backyard golf course? And then we'll get into what it's turned into now. But like that first day, like why did you start building a green and a tee box?
It's hard to say first day because it's something I've always dreamed of, and it just took some components. It took land, it took time, money, knowledge before I could pull the trigger. So at the ripe old age of 40-some years old, all those components finally came together to where I was able to get started on something that I dreamed on since I was a kid. It just came together. It really did.
So this property, this is where you called home, and you just got a ton of land, and you guys had a house there, and you just realized that you could do something. Like, were you always living here? Did you move to this specific spot for this reason?
No, so we didn't always live here. We bought this property, I guess, 7 years ago. So we kind of went into it backwards, building some of the infrastructure around the property. We just didn't have the land at our house. So when we was able to get this piece of property, that was one of the criteria I had. Was I wanted a creek on it. I wanted over 100 acres, and I wanted a footprint to where I could build a backyard golf course. And when I found this place, I guess when we found this place, it was a Sunday morning. I had this property in contract by Thursday. Like,
wow.
Yeah, like I knew it was the one. I knew.
That's awesome.
How many acres is it?
So we're pushing about 165 acres, I believe, here.
God damn, that's a lot of land.
Yeah, it's mostly wooded. And we'll get into this later, but one of the big questions I get on social media is, when are you going to build more greens? When are you going to build more greens? And we'll touch on that in a minute.
Yeah, so right now you started out what, like a par 5, couple par 4s, couple par 3s. I think it was like a par 33 originally. Now you just added a par 5. I've been keeping track. So you've got how many greens and how many tee boxes right now in this backyard golf course?
So right now we still have the 1 green. We have the 9 tee boxes. Now that might throw you off guard a little bit, but trust me when I say each tee ball is unique. We got 2 par 5s. One's a big dog leg left, 495 yards. A dog leg right that plays about 470.
Ooh.
So it's the real deal. And that's
Yeah.
one of the biggest compliments I get from the groups that come here and play is they are very happy and to see the different shots it takes to play each tee box, to play each hole.
And you're the one designing the holes, and because I'm new to this, Frankie's been following on Instagram. I'm a newbie. I'm very interested in it. You're a great guy. What are we like? Are you building the holes? Are you designing them? Like, how does that whole process work?
Dude, he's using a concrete saw to cut sod to put onto a new tee box. Like, he's doing unconventional shit.
Really?
He's walking out there. He's taking shit with his excavator. He's chainsawing trees down. He's blowing up things with golf balls. He literally is lighting golf balls on fire and shooting them into big things of trees, big bushels of trees, and like lighting them on fire, trying to start a big bonfire with a freaking wedge shot. It's crazy what he's doing.
Yeah. So back to Trent's question. Yeah, it's all. We'll get to the bonfire thing later, but yeah, it's been. We started with 7 tee boxes when we first started.
Okay.
And ongoing, I'm still adding tee boxes and just getting different angles. It's basically all about time. I still have a 9-to-5 job. It's actually different than 9 to 5, but it's a full-time job. So
Sure.
this is kind of a passion project. So from going to those 7 tees, now we're up to 9 tees. It's been so much fun. I mean, can you imagine a clean slate and be able to just walk up the woods and envision, man, a tee box would look good here, and a bunker might look good there. Then I do it. I record it. I do it, and I love it, and people love watching it.
He has one video on Instagram where he's like, he just put a bunker in, and it's just showing how he scoops a bunker. It's got like 6 million views, 300,000 likes. It's like,
I guess my question for that is, how do you know how to do this?
Okay, that's a great question. I've always been in the concrete and excavation business. I have a little company here in our small town.
Okay.
So I've got the excavators, I got the little dump truck, the bulldozers. So I can get out there and run that stuff. Actually, building it, I still needed to study this and that, but I'm definitely the type of guy that just jumps in and does it. And I've learned a lot. If you can run a piece of equipment, you can dig a hole. And that's kind of what a bunker is, sort of, kind of. And just watching some other YouTube videos and learning, I was able to do it. And I done it correctly. The actual green itself is a USGA green, so it's not dirt that's plowed in. I actually dug out. We've got gravel pipes underneath. I've got the sand base, so it's technically a USGA built golf green.
That's amazing. Wow. That we've gotten to the world, or gotten to the age where someone can watch YouTube videos to build a golf course. That is
now, yeah. Now people reach out to me. They watch mine, and I didn't really build it and do like a how to build a golf green. There's bits and clips of me building it, but maybe I should have went back and actually done step by step more clearly, because believe it or not, backyard golf America is bigger than what we might think.
Well, yeah, I mean, I live on Long Island, and I actually went to one. I went to one here in Old Westbury. There's a guy who's got a mansion, and he has he's got like 7 greens, and he's got a bunch of. It's crazy. It's a USGA rated backyard golf course. I couldn't believe. It's like, I mean, the guy's a billionaire, right? It's like out of control what he built back there. He's got a staff of like 35 people. But it is insane now what people are capable of doing if you have the amount of land. And I mean, in your way, I love what you're doing, where it's just going out there and you're filming the way that you're doing it. You're getting your hands dirty, and like you have like a real story and love behind every single hole, every single tee box that's being built. And like just building that new par 5 is like a journey to it, and people get to watch it. And then now you have subscribers to this golf. So like, how does that all work? You have like people that come out there. How do they come to Spud Run Golf?
So when I built this thing 5 years ago, October actually. So we're happy birthday 5 years to Spud Run.
There you go.
Quickly, I discovered that somebody from the local town, they wanted to play golf here. And then somebody from 2 hours away reached out to me. So I kind of put it together that maybe we should look at a stay and play type deal. That wasn't the original goal, but that's kind of where things led to. So I bought some more land across the road. We've built this B&B. It's really sweet. And with the popularity of like our YouTube channel, people book this thing and they play. Starting April 1st through pretty much November 1st, there's somebody golfing here every day. Every day. And the crazy thing is, and you guys get bombarded with emails and direct messages. I've got people wanting to book next year and the year after. And it just goes to show you the grasp, the depth, and the passion of golf. It really does.
This guy's
So
the new
so
Bannon
you getting like
Dunes.
bachelor parties, like renting out the B&B, and then they're going across the street and they're just playing unlimited golf, and you got golf carts for them? Is it walk-in? Like, what is it?
Yeah, so we have 7 golf carts here,
Jeez.
and we've had some bachelor parties. So I try to limit the bachelor parties. We actually just
Okay.
2 weeks ago we had a group of 15. Side note to that, Frankie, our boys at West Point. So the weekend they had the bachelor party, we had to fly over to West Point. We was looking for Borelli's. Was really hungry. We didn't make it, but one of these stops we're gonna have to stop in and.
I was gonna say
eat
that's
there.
quite the trip from West Point to Borelli's. We're all the way on Long Island, so that's a
Well, we
that's
fly into LaGuardia, so
okay.
is-
Yeah, but you got to go back out. We got to get you out here to play some Long Island golf, and then we'll do a home and home.
love to. That'd be awesome. We was talking about the bachelor party. I got definitely off track there. That group of 15, that's kind of too many people. Them guys made it work. They came up from Kentucky. We've had a group of bachelors come from New York and play. 9 times out of 10, the bachelor groups, if you get too big, it overwhelms the B&B, the property. And next year, I'm going to kind of keep it to maybe a maximum of 8 golfers.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I love it. And you've got a tournament going on too. I saw you like sending out invitations to a subscriber tournament that you're going to be hosting.
We just wrapped that up a couple of weeks ago. The video of the subscribers tournament just went live this morning on YouTube.
Oh, beautiful.
That's where that was our 4th year of doing the subscribers tournament. And I basically make an announcement on social media that, hey, the applications are open for the subscribers tournament. We'll get a couple hundred applicants. They email me and they plead their case. They'll make songs. They'll send me stuff. It's our goal to narrow it down to not the 11 most unique, but 11 guys, gals to come here and play for 3 days. So they stay in our horse barn. They stay in the B&B. They'll stay in the camper. And it's 3 days of 11 strangers becoming best friends. I shit you not. That sounds crazy, but they came. Well, this year particularly, they came from Canada, Missouri, New Hampshire, Florida, Georgia. They come from all over.
Dude,
And
he legit is calling this guy like Panda Pancake. And
yes,
he's like, "Are you Panda Pancake on YouTube?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, like you're coming to Spud Run." And the guy's like, "I'm dropping everything to come." Everything.
the Pancake Panda was a hoot. So they give me in their application their nicknames and hobbies, and it's my buddies and I will get some beer and we'll sit here in the shop and we'll go through them all and try to figure out, who's going to be not so much the most charismatic, but who's going to have fun. If somebody's like, I love cooking steak, you're in because you're going to cook steak during the tournament. We had a guy, Jason from Wisconsin, got a hole in one in the tournament this year.
Oh.
A hole in one. So Jason, he was from Wisconsin. He's like, well, let's get a keg. So we're scrambling during the tournament, trying to get a buddy of a buddy to bring a keg out. So 2 hours later, a keg rolls in. My wife's like, why do we have a keg? Like, we got a hole in one. Like, what do you mean? Why? So it's an awesome tournament. It really is. And like I revert back to saying 11 friends, made friendships. 100% true statement. I can go back 2 years ago and I can tell you all the guys that played, they still talk to each other. And I'm just so happy to build something that people can do this. And they come in, they're so passionate. They know videos. They've watched my old videos and they know as much, if not more than me, about Spun Run Golf.
You have something incredibly impressive on your hands. What you've been able to do is insane. Do you feel at all any pressure to get this thing expanded and build upon this? You say you have a full-time job. This is just a passion project. I mean, look, you got 5 years worth of people coming from all around the country for an 11-person tournament. You got people booking every day from now for 2 years. Like when do you go all in on this if you're not already?
I mean, I feel like I am all in.
Right.
The next step would be to build more greens to actually have routing. With the current setup, I can only have like one group. So, if you guys all came, I can't have another group because you'd be stepping on each other's toes. So the next step would be to build more greens so there's routing so groups can actually, make a circle. And the time and money's not there yet. And I'm not in no particular rush to do it, even if I ever will do it. But we do have the acreage. And if the social media keeps progressing, maybe that gives me a foothold to go that next step to start inching away from my 9 to 5 and spending more time in the turf grass.
I mean, I'd be stunned if people don't want to get involved in that, right? Like it's, to me, you got something really, really special. And it is one of those hard decisions because what you have is so unique and so special to you guys. And almost like when it's the one green and all the tees, and it's like so unique to what Spud Run is, like the more that you go away from that, the less it becomes Spud Run, right? Like it just becomes that. I see like kind of there's a fine line between it just not being that homegrown course anymore, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't want it to be commercialized. Does that make
Right.
sense?
That's right.
And it's not even nowhere near that right now. Now we have had a couple. Josh Mayer Golf, he done a tour of Airbnb golf courses. He came here and played. He made a nice video about Spun Run Golf and the other ones. So folks watched that. They got the link to the Airbnb and they just was wanting to book it. And some of them came, but they didn't have the passion. Like most of our guys that come here, guys and gals, families, they've watched the videos. They've watched me get army worms and get just smacked right in the mouth.
Right.
They've watched me get fungus. And when they come here, they're invested. Like they're already invested before they come. And I love that group. I love it.
Yeah, I totally see that, right?
Saying.
Like if it gets to this like weird part or not the weird part, just like the vast part of the internet where someone sees all the beautiful parts of it, you make a highlight video, you're like, you got to come to this Airbnb, and they might not understand the whole story behind it. I totally get that. It's the same with our fan base, right? Like the people that have been with us for years and years and years, they like certain aspects of our brand. And then when it gets to the broader audience, they might be like, who the hell is this Frankie guy with a fat face? And who's Trent? He can't hit a drive long. And Riggs has the worst swing on the internet. Like they're like, I don't understand why people like that. But there's people that watch us work in the office and with Dave Portnoy, and I was doing pizza reviews. They get the whole story and they're like, holy shit, they're golfing with Tiger Woods. Like we've been here for 10 years watching these guys kind of do it. I totally get that, where it's like you want the people that have been there. They watched you dig out that first bunker. They watched you and they're like, they want to hit out of that thing. Like even if it's just one green, they're like, I want to putt on that green. I watched it come from nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, when a group rolls up and I'm standing out there waiting on them, they're like, where's Jeremy at? I'm like, damn it.
Oh,
they don't know. But that doesn't happen very often. And with the B&B, the stay and plays like that we do, what's kind of nice too is like this year I got a lot of repeat folks from last year. Sure. So they know the processes. Like there's most of the groups that come here during the week, I'm still at work. They've got like a welcome video they can watch that I'll go over. The carts will be here, this and that. So when these groups are return visitors, it makes everybody's life a lot easier. And that's where things are moving too, is to where it just makes it easier. You know what I mean?
Yep. How much golf are you playing out there?
Yeah.
I don't play golf hardly at all. And that's a great question. But I did play our subscribers tournament. I played in that. I'll probably play here 4 or 5 times a year. Believe it or not, I play more out of the state of Ohio than I play in the state of Ohio. And that's when I'm here, I'm usually working on it.
Sure.
When and I enjoy that though. I really enjoy it. It's satisfaction, with the hustle and bustle, the day job during the day. I can't wait to get out here and put these headphones in and listen to a podcast, get on the mower. That's heaven for me.
So that's where that was the dream, was for other people to play it. It was never for you to have your own backyard course where you could just play unlimited golf.
No, I think it turned out that way.
Yeah.
No, it was a dream of mine. So I've got 4 boys. They like to golf.
Gotcha.
Our friends and family like to golf. So when we kind of built it, was the nuts and bolts. That's who actually was playing on it. And they still get to play a lot. And it's just, I saw the course sitting idle a lot too, back 4 years ago. And when the people started reaching out to me about wanting to play it, it only made sense to mingle the two. And what was my dream is now, I guess, sounds a little far-fetched, but it's a dream for people to come here and play it. Believe it or not, like, it really is.
Yeah.
Who does the social media for you? Is it one of your boys? Did you have someone come in and be like, I want to make this into a YouTube thing?
No, it was me.
You do it all.
I did all.
Holy shit,
Jeremy, man. That's a real passion we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I struggle with the as you saw me trying to get on this interview. I struggle,
probably our issue.
but I struggle, but
your Instagram's great, dude. You got the captions, you got all the different angles. Like, you go through it, you got your little logo on there all the time. Like, I mean, this is no joke, dude. Like, and you're getting a lot of interaction. Like, this is you got drones up in the air. You're showing progress. You got the Trent. You got to go through this.
Trust me.
This guy's golf course is not. This is a pure piece of land, by the way. Like, we've got elevated tee boxes. We've got fairways going down. It's the real deal.
It is. There's a creek that winds through it. It's the creek gets a lot of golf balls. It gets a lot of golf balls.
What's next? What's something that maybe like the Spud Run fanatics would be like losing their minds that you could like break news on the pod? Like, what's your next project that you haven't put out there yet?
I guess I don't really have one. Now I'm finishing up a new tee box build, which is going to be really, really sweet. It'll be in play next year, but I've already made a video on that, kind of getting it ready. I don't think I really have any breaking news. I wish I did.
Okay. I saw that tee box is still getting built. I cracked up with that concrete, the saw, just like cutting all the different pieces of sod. That was awesome. It's like something my dad would do. Where he's just using whatever he can get his hands on to get something done.
That concrete saw, for all the homeowners out there, makes a beautiful edge when you're doing your flower beds. It's definitely getting creative with the concrete saw.
I love it.
I'm watching you try to start a bonfire with chip shots here, and it's
so
not
what's
going
that
great.
Now? That's the Bryson challenge, right? That's your own version of the Bryson challenge?
Yeah, so like a month or so ago, when Bryson was hitting it up on his mezzanine, trying to make it in the cup, I had a big bonfire. I was building that new tee box at par 3. I had a big bonfire I was wanting to light. I was like, I'm going to light a foam ball, and I'll just chip it up. Kaboom. The internet goes crazy. Well, it turns out keeping a golf ball lit with, let's just say, fire liquid is a lot tougher than what you'd think. I think on Facebook, I think it's over 2 million views it's got on Facebook, and people are eating me plumb alive. Because I do look like a hack. I'm actually like decent at golf. But when you, Trent, imagine standing over a flaming golf ball and hitting it 30 yards. Like the liquids was like spraying up my legs. I'm like, am I going to catch on fire? So I hit it, and I back up a little bit, and I do look like a hack.
Got some pretty good action. Lead foot coming through the ball, nice.
Like I said, to hit a flaming golf ball is a little tricky, but the comment sections, they eat it up. And so anyways, that was a month ago. I was totally unsuccessful at hitting or lighting the fire, keeping a golf ball lit. So I tried again a couple nights ago, and I just made a new video. And let's say the fire got burnt that night, but it didn't create the big kaboom I was rooting for. But it's job's done.
Love it.
So good.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is
cool.
an awesome story, dude. We got to come check this place out whenever we're coming through Ohio, South Ohio. I would love to come check this place out, meet you in person. I just think what you're doing is really cool. There's not many stories like this, and I know you say it's like popping up here and there, but the way that you're doing it, you're really, really. This is like grassroots type stuff. Like this is cool to be able to watch something, and I do think it's going to turn into something bigger than you're anticipating, and I'm rooting for that. I'm rooting for unlimited success for the Spud Run family. But I am excited to kind of be watching it at where it is now. It still feels like it's in its infancy stage of life.
Well, I hope so. I mean, we'll see where it goes. All I can do is just keep plugging away and working at it, working at the videos, and just keep living the dream here at the real field of dreams.
I love it. I absolutely love it, Jeremy. That's so good, dude. You got merchandise or anything? You sell any?
Yeah, we got an online, like a Shopify, spudrungolf.com. We've got some merch on there on that website. We have more information about the Airbnb. I've not opened up the Airbnb calendar for 2026. I guess I opened it up. We got a Patreon crowd, so I opened it up to them. They pretty much booked all the weekends, but I haven't opened the calendar up for the general public for 2026. Probably do that next couple weeks. But yeah, what a fun ride, man.
So
awesome,
cool.
Dude. You're very, very impressive. Yeah, man. I really appreciate you hopping on here. We're going to be following like pretty intently and as much as we possibly can. And I can't wait to come check it out.
I love it. Appreciate you guys having me on today.
Yeah, dude. Spun Run Golf. Go check it out. Go to the website, get some merch. Yeah, support this guy because this is an incredible thing that's going on.
Man, that's awesome. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Jeremy.
the time, man.
Golf is hard, but protein is easy with one Hershey's double chocolate made with 18 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar to deliciously fuel your golf game. Let's talk a little bit about hole-in-ones. Speaking of the one protein Hershey's double chocolate, I'm looking at this guy, Neil or Nile. I don't know his Niel. Neil Phillips, we're going to call him, of Sewannee's men's golf team. Trent, he had 2 holes in one on the same day on the same hole, and both of those hole in ones were his starting hole of both rounds.
I don't even know how to wrap my head around that. I mean, first of all, give us a little bit of that magic. We talk a lot about that. Just like give us half of that and we'll be the happiest guys in the world. He had to think the second one was a joke. He had to think somebody was like pulling a prank on him.
Well, you know who's feeling the pain of that is his the people that he's playing against, his opponents. You know, you're out there playing against Sawani, and you're playing against Neil Phillips, and you're about to start your round. You're like, all right, let's get off to a good start here. It's a par 3. Let's hit the middle of the green. Birdie. You got this guy hitting hole in ones every time he steps up to that hole. Both matches, both rounds that he's playing in. I don't know if it's match play, but like maybe it's just a tournament play. But even if you're in his playing group, you're like, what am I supposed to be doing against this guy? You know what I mean?
Big time. And yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not a mathematician, but the numbers on that, the odds on all of this have to just be a higher number that we don't even know exists. So shout out to this kid, man. That's like, that's a day you'll never forget. He's going to be talking about that day for the rest of his life.
Hole in one, double chocolate, double hole in one on the same hole. That's outrageous. Only one Hershey's double chocolate is made with Hershey's cocoa. Protein just got delicious. Boy, are they telling the truth when we say that. They are so delicious. I've got them stocked in my I got them stocked in my fridge. I got them stocked in my pantry. I got them stocked in the golf bag. No matter where we are, we've got one Hershey's double chocolate with us. Try one's other delicious flavors, like one Reese's peanut butter lovers, one Hershey's cookies and cream, and their iconic one maple glazed donut and one birthday cake flavors. You got to try this out for yourself. So please go buy new one Hershey's double chocolate protein bar on Amazon. Super easy for you to get it. That's on Amazon. One Hershey's double chocolate protein bar. Protein just got delicious. Diamonds Direct was founded by a diamond manufacturer in 1995. They go direct to consumer, cutting out the middlemen. That means fewer markups and way more value. The perks are real. A lifetime warranty that covers cleaning, tightening, and even lost accent stones. You want an upgrade? They've got a 110% lifetime upgrade policy. Trade up anytime and just pay the difference. And here's the big one. If you're buying an engagement ring right now, you got to listen. Buy an engagement ring on Diamonds Direct, $3,500 or more, and you're going to get her wedding band for free. No fine print, just a seriously good deal. I wish I had Diamonds Direct when I was shopping for an engagement ring. It was such a nightmare. I was going from place to place. I was calling Dave Portnoy, and he was getting me to a guy, and then Elio from Boston got me a guy in New York, and I was knocking on doors, looking at diamonds on a glass table. I had the thing in my eye, and I'm looking at carats. Like, dude, Diamonds Direct, we actually went on the website and we were able to pick something out of our own just to get a feel for this thing, because I hit the closest to the pin during the Ryder Cup. So I got a gift card to Diamonds Direct. And look at this little number. It comes right to your those things shimmering. You see that?
Those are shimmering. Those are beautiful.
Shimmering. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful earrings right on Diamonds Direct. They come directly to your door. I absolutely love them. I'm going to give those to my mom, I think, for Christmas. So hopefully she doesn't listen to this part of the read. So I'm definitely going to gift those to her because they're super nice and she deserves them. Diamonds Direct. That's the website you got to go to, and specifically for that engagement ring deal. Really, really clean, beautiful diamonds. They're going to be perfectly what you want, and you're going to get that wedding band for free. So make sure you go over to Diamonds Direct, and you're going to use Barstool at checkout. Use code Barstool at checkout for 15% off your purchase on Diamonds Direct. That's code Barstool at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Big moments teed up. Don't choke. Start with our picks from Diamonds Direct. All right, that is Jeremy from Spun Run Golf and Ty from Kansas, who is now the assistant pro, former punter in the NFL. Just a couple of great dudes. Every time we do this, Trent, we just meet some of the best, nicest people you'll ever even imagine live on this earth with us.
Two really great guests. And I want to talk just for a second about Jeremy. That is like, we, in our world of YouTube golf and social media, and like, I feel like we run into a lot of the same people that are trying to do what we're doing. Like, we go on trips with the different groups and we do collabs, and we have such a narrow, what Jeremy taught me in that segment is we have such a narrow view of what YouTube or what golf on social media can be. I didn't know about Spud Run Golf until Frankie brought it up and we had him on the show. That's just something that is like, it's so pure and so passion based and just something that he loves doing that it just comes out of him. And that was like a very eye-opening person to talk to, I think, especially for guys like us and for people who follow this podcast or our YouTube or whatever. It's just, there's so much stuff out there and there's so much cool shit out there. I just think all of us have such a narrow view of what it has to be and what it should be. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. I mean, you look at his Instagram, he's got 41,000 subscribers. He's posted 241 videos. He's got this real cult-like fan base that they're obsessed with everything that he does. He has that subscriber list that he sends out. He only picks 11 people. You go through his videos on Instagram when he's sending, he calls people, and it's like they feel like they're getting a call from the president. Like, he's like, right, you're coming, you've been invited, and they can't believe it's Jeremy on the other line. So that just goes to show, like, you're totally right. Like, there's a whole section of this golf world that we don't even know about. I see it from time to time on Instagram and TikTok, but like, I'm not a part of the Spud Run Golf community. I will be now. And it's so crazy that there's a guy out there that's like doing all that, and it's like not on our side of the radar. Right. And like, you're able to just be successful, and it's so much more genuine. It feels like sometimes like we get so caught up in trying to do the same video as every other person, and they try and do the same video as us. And it's like, you can't get unique, and there's no original idea anymore. I mean, now there's like a million hater matches. It's just like, you can't even, there's nothing that can be done, right? There's no way of doing a video where, or I guess like a project that hasn't been done already. And I'm not saying this is the first backyard golf course, but the way that he's doing it, it feels so original and organic. It's just like, I've got this plot of land. I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to show you putting this, I'm going to put a freaking excavator on my backyard, in my backyard, and I'm going to start digging holes. And I'm going to show you from the first piece of land that comes up until we build the 10th tee box for our routing of a par 33 in the backyard. And people have been there for the whole entire journey. It's like a mini Barstool story on the golf course, right? Like, people know like his sons, and they know the wife and the Airbnb. And like, when he builds the Airbnb, they saw that go up. It's awesome. They know the whole thing.
And I can see, and we touched on this during the interview that people already heard, but like not pushing away of commercialization, but like, I understand that side of it. You gave a perfect example of like, we've been doing this for a long time, and we have fans who have been with us the whole time. As you get bigger and as you get more successful and more people know about it, you do have a bit of a disconnect. So I can understand where he's just like, I want people who love this place and who know the history of it and who want to just come here because they're like, oh my gosh, that's a bucket list thing for me, as opposed to people who are just like, hey, I got fed this thing on Instagram, on an Instagram ad, and I wanted to come see it. Like, I understand the push and pull of that. And he's so in the pocket right now of just like, I'm doing what I love. It's not my full-time thing. And the people who love it actually love it. And that's such a cool place for him to be.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome. I'm glad we got him on. I'm glad we do that segment. We got to keep that going. That's got to be a consistent segment on our show. The fact that we get to talk to people from all different walks of life in this game, it really opens your eyes. You got NFL punters now just giving out, skins money at tournaments in Kansas. And you've got a concrete excavator building a golf course in his backyard. We're so used to just talking about like, when's that next Breaking 90 coming out, or what?
Right.
Like, we're in our own little lane that we try and get the most like, there's so many other ways that you can get this thing done in the game of golf. You can get, you can make a career out of it. You can find joy so many different ways in this game, right? And like, for us, like, we're just so in our own lane. It's so cool to get your eyes open a little bit to other things.
And it's great to highlight it. Like, this really has been a really fun show, just talking to different people who have very different lives from ours, even from each other. And it's all tied together by the game of golf. It's cool to shine a light on those different stories.
Well, we did Behind the Greens back at Wingfoot, and we did it at Torrey Pines. And we did Behind the Greens out at National Golf Links, and we did it at Garden City Golf Club and Cherry Valley. We show a lot of these people that when the course is closed, like our winter version of Behind the Greens on YouTube, you guys got to go check it out. Like, when the course is closed for the year, how much work goes in. That's when these guys, like, Jeremy's doing it at Spud Run. He's doing all that work on his own. But like at country clubs or at public courses, when they want to do renovations, restorations, they want to do additions, they're doing it in the freezing cold. At National, they were burning the fescue because it gets, it's a healthier way for the grass if they light it on fire with freaking flame torches. At Wingfoot, we talked with Steve Rabideau, who, like, his whole life is about the temperature of the grass at night. And if it hits this perfect sweet spot of like 61 degrees or something like that at night, he knows it's going to run firm, it's going to run fast. And if it's anything higher or lower, it messes with him. He's smoking cigars out the back of Wingfoot. It just shows these people that like make the game happen. They make, memories for people because we love this game. They're in it for the love of the actual sport. They're in it for the love of the grass and all of that thing, all of the stuff that we don't really care about, or not that we don't care about, that we can't even comprehend giving all your time and energy into. So it's really, really cool. It's definitely something we have to keep doing. It's almost like, I love listening to Theo Vaughn when he talks to just like a janitor or an Amish boy,
sure.
Or like, I do love when Louis C.K. is on there and all these huge, Glenny Balls was on there and Dave Portnoy was on there. It's incredible. Glenny Balls being on Theo Vaughn is so outrageously funny.
I think he's been on there a couple times.
Glenny's been on there a couple times. It's unbelievable. His legs crossed, just talking about Glenny Ball's life. But I do love when he talks to just like regular, working class people. And that's just like this, that's kind of what I want to do with this segment. It's like, just talk to everyone in this industry. I want to know everything.
Yes.
We got this week, we talked to Adrian, who's like the MVP behind the scenes guy for TaylorMade, literally tweaking the golf clubs of every single major and like Olympian winner, like you can even possibly imagine. You've got this guy, he has his hand on every putter, wedge, driver of Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, the list goes on. And then you go to the non-professional side, and you got Jeremy, who's got his hands on freaking building a golf course. And then you got the assistant professional side, the teaching professional side, and you've got Ty. That's all within 1 week talking to these three people. There's billions of people out there that are in this same world. Millions, I would say, that are in the same. You think it's millions?
That work in and around and have some sort of hand in the golf industry.
Yeah, like hand in golf that's not actually hitting a golf shot.
Ooh, maybe millions. It might be high. Hundreds of thousands for sure.
First I said billions, so I'm glad that I think it's hundreds of thousands.
Because there's only what, like 8 billion people on Earth?
It's hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, there's a lot, dude. And they all have different stories. Like, yeah, the job title is the same, technically, like across certain jobs, but like how they got Ty's story is so interesting. And yeah, he's just like, I'm an assistant pro, but it's like, no, I was an NFL punter. I had people running through my face on kickoffs. And every story, not unlike how everybody gets hired at Barstool, is unique. And I think we keep doing this as much as we can, where we just talk to people, because it shines a light. And these people, Jeremy is one of the most interesting people I've ever talked to.
We got to go to Spud Run
for sure. I also want him to be like, I want him to keep it not quaint, but like I understand his position. you know?
Well, yeah, I brought up that course here on Long Island, and it's not it's just a private country club in a billionaire's backyard, you know? It's
Yes.
not this same story. Like no one can go there. It's a crazy, crazy scenario. So it doesn't even have that same feel. It's one of the most impressive, incredible things I've ever seen personally. Like when I went there, I couldn't believe that there was a private USGA rated golf course in the middle of a town. Now it's like Old Westbury. It's like one of the most incredible towns in the country. Every house is 50-70 million dollars. Dude, this house it's a castle, and this backyard golf course is nuts. It looks like Augusta. It's conjoining fairways. It's got golf carts that have no tops on the convertibles. It has a pro shop. It's got a logo. It's got the whole deal. And you just go out there, you play 18 holes. It's 9 greens with 2 different tee boxes going different ways, crossing. It's insane, but it doesn't have that feeling that Spud Run is, where like there was never a journey on it. It's just a guy that had a ton of money that built an oasis in his backyard.
Sure.
There's one in the Hamptons also. And there's always these videos on it. I mean, Josh Mayer, the guy, we actually met him out in Minnesota. He's been actually crushing it, that kid, on YouTube and on Instagram. He's like this, he just goes out there and he does like different style videos. He's almost does like Mr. Beast style stuff where it's like, I'm gonna build a golf simulator in my house for less than $1,000, and it's like the whole
I've seen that
process. Guy. Dude, he's great, and he does like the top 5 Airbnbs in golf. So like he is another one where he's finding different ways to make these videos where it's not just like me versus a pro. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's different style stuff. It's super creative.
Sounds like a guy who might have to have on the show.
Yeah, no, he's great. No, he's a really, really good influencer. He is. He's worth the follow. Josh Mayer. We met him at Minnesota. We played in TBC Twin Cities in the Pro-Am, and we played with Brock Nelson, and we played with oh my God, Callum Tarrant. But we met Josh Mayer that week at the Minnesota TPC 3M tournament, 3M championship is where we met him. But yeah, really good follow. And he's got just like different style YouTube. So, and he went to Spud Run and did a video on it. That's how that all connects there.
Very cool.
Before we get going, I mean, I know we have a couple more segments that we want to get to. Keegan Bradley had some comments at was it the Travelers Media Day, which is happening for some reason in October for next year's Travelers. But Keegan Bradley, there's a Nuclear Golf post that has all these quotes of Keegan Bradley speaking about losing in the Ryder Cup. Basically what he said was, you win, it's glory for a lifetime. You lose, it's I'm going to have to sit with this for the rest of my life. There's no part of me that thinks I'll ever get over this. Since the Ryder Cup till now has been one of the toughest times of my life. You put so much into it, and you have all this planning, and the first 2 days went as poorly as we could have ever thought. Then we had that amazing rally on Sunday. I'll forever wonder and wish that I had a chance to play there the first practice day. I was out. Oh, sorry. Okay. I was out on the tee, and I was watching the guys walk down the fairway all together. And I said, I wish I was playing. That's what it's all about. I'm missing out. Damn.
Fuck.
By the second or third day, I was like, it's a good thing I'm not playing because I was so physically exhausted. Good thing I didn't do it because I would have been bad. I just don't think I could have done both jobs. I really would enjoy playing in one more. I don't know if I'll get the chance. This effing event has been so brutal to me. I don't know if I want to play. No, I do. It's such a weird thing to love something so much that just doesn't give you anything.
This man is really, really, really tortured by this event. More so than anyone in the history of the event. And we've talked ad nauseum about it, the lead up, Bethpage, Keegan, should he pick himself, should he not? So I understand it's certainly a topic worthy of discussion, but the way that this thing eludes him and clearly eats at him, I almost just want him to take a deep breath. It's like, we love the Ryder Cup. It was a great event. It's a great event every 2 years. I clearly want Team USA to win the event when it happens, but I don't want it to torture Keegan Bradley until the day that he dies.
Yeah, we spoke before we went live on the show today, where we said, does Keegan Bradley care a little bit too much about the Ryder Cup? Right? I mean, at some point, there's a level to it just being a golf event. You don't need it to affect your life. And as a fan and as a United States team, fan is what I'll call it. I mean, I am a United States citizen, so I'm always going to root for the United States. I want them to win badly. So you do want the people that are in charge of the team, that are captaining the team, that are involved in the team, that are playing for it, to give it their all. You want them to live and breathe that event because you want them to win. But then when you're hearing like this is like he can't, like this is affecting his life every day since the Ryder Cup started till now has been like the toughest time of his life. Like you're allowed to move on and let's try and win the next one. I mean, in any sport, when you lose, like you get back up there and you play again. The Yankees lose the World Series, they have opening day the next year. And I know that's always going to sit with you. Derek Jeter says that blowing that lead to the Red Sox sits with him, and losing to the Diamondbacks sits with him. He wishes he had 7 instead of 5. He wishes he can go back, and that's always going to live with him. But he still can like sleep at night. And I know it's pretty fresh, but it seems as though Keegan Bradley cannot sleep right now. I don't know if he's eating. Like this is like legitimately affecting his life. I love to see it, but I also, as a Keegan guy, and like we've met him and we've been friendly with him, I want him to be able to have some peace. Like he needs to have some peace.
I want Keegan Bradley to have peace as well. And yeah, we were upset that we lost the Ryder Cup. Everybody who's a Team USA fan, those first 2 days, it was horrible. And then the Sunday was fun until it wasn't. And then you're just like, dang, we didn't win. And listen, we're not as intricately involved. Like he was the captain of the team. We're just fans who watch it. So I understand us just being like, shucks, we didn't win it. I can understand his Ryder Cup hangover, if you want to call it, being a little bit more strenuous and a little bit more stressful. But I'm with you. Like, hey, man, maybe make the team next time. I don't know where the captaincy lays in terms of who's going to be the captain next time. But yeah, I want Keegan Bradley to have peace. And the way that it's going right now, and the way that the way his Ryder Cup career has gone in terms of being on a team, not being on a team, not being picked, then being the captain, not picking himself, been a lot of back and forth. And I can understand how that can weigh on a person, but I don't want it to weigh on him so much that every single press conference with Keegan is now going to be him being like, yeah, it's just something I can't live down. I want him to just take a deep breath and know that it's going to be okay.
It's like an abusive relationship for Keegan Bradley with the Ryder Cup. I mean, he's just only getting negative stuff given back to him. He says that at the end where he's like, I don't know how I can love something so much that gives me nothing. This seems like a documentary on like a bad couple or something. You know what I mean? Like this is not like I'm watching on Netflix. Like this guy's just, you got to step away at some point. It's healthier.
And to be on his side a little bit, he has had the worst run you can have with an event like that. It's really every break that, and now he was the captain. He got that opportunity, which was great, but even that came with a downside. So I can understand why he's like, fuck, like this event is kind of, it's all I can think about. And it's the thing that's going to kind of define what my career was all about. This is a guy who won a major, but the Ryder Cup is going to define Keegan Bradley's career. So on that side of it, I understand. But on the other side of it, I'm just like, there's going to be another one. Try to make the team and let's move forward. It's going to be all right.
It's a risk you take when you push yourself to be a part of something like this. You can just be Keegan Bradley, who won tournaments, won a major, great story, ton of money, always going to be just like a very, very well-received professional golfer. You make that push to try and be a part of teams like this, and then you make it so public where it's like, this is the thing that this is the only thing that I care about. You want to be a part of this. You make it your whole personality. Everyone knows and ties you now to the Ryder Cup. Yeah, when you lose and when something like this happens, it is going to affect your legacy. It is going to be the thing that people think about, unfortunately, for better or worse. Like that is what you wanted to begin with, and you had to either accept the fact that you're going to win or you're going to lose. Unfortunately, it went super bad for him in the first 2 days, but I do think Sunday left people with a better taste in their mouth. I think that there was a lot more negativity on how the players played. I think that he did a great job on Sunday. I think he dealt with like the Victor Hovland stuff great. I think he like went after the rules on that, and like he kind of they rallied around the players that were playing well. There was a lot of good energy on the United States side on Sunday, and I think that because they ended up losing by like a point, you can think back to just the Scotty Schefflers of the world and just And I do get that he put out the worst statistical pairing you could possibly put out back-to-back days, and he never let Harris English play his own ball, even though he was a top 6 qualified player. He should be able to go out there and prove the kind of player that he is. But there are some things you can nitpick for sure. At the end of the day, the best players in the world, they got to go get the ball in the hole. And that ended up being the difference. It really did. So, I feel bad for him that is right now the takeaway from Keegan Bradley, but maybe he gets, and I'm hoping he gets another shot at this, because the way the Sunday worked, I think there's momentum there. I think you go into Ireland and let's get it done. I think you go win on opposing soil. You get a stronger team. I think American golfers are hungry now. I think that anyone that thinks they're going to be in that top 6, that top 12, all they're going to be thinking about is the Ryder Cup. I actually reached out to Justin Thomas, and I was like, dude, the fight that you put in is one of the most incredible things that I've seen in sports. I've now watched him play in Rome in person on Sunday, and I watched him play in Bethpage in person, and I was able to be inside the ropes for both those matches. And the way that he takes that moment and elevates himself, and he just drives right through the opposition, and he comes back roaring and wins, and he gets the crowd, whether it be in Rome where he was doing the fake hat thing, or in Bethpage where he comes roaring back and wins. Like he's just built for this event, and there's been a lot of slandering of his name over the last 2 Ryder Cups. If he should be the guy, he is Captain America when it comes to this event. I know Patrick Reed holds that name. He hasn't been in it in a couple of years. It's Justin Thomas now. I messaged him saying all that, and he said, I can't wait for Ireland. It's all I'm thinking about is like, we cannot wait to get back going. I do think there's momentum. It's like in any other sport. Let's just finish strong and show them what we're made of. Like let's prove to ourselves that we can do it. I think that was the message going into Sunday. Let's prove to ourselves that we're not just a pushover, and that in 2 years, if it doesn't go our way right now, in 2 years, we proved that, hey, singles, we got you. We're going to work on the other stuff, but that's our event. And like, we're going to build off that. And you can only go up from there. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited for the future. I think that there's a little bit more to look forward to than look down upon. I think Keegan needs to see those positives a little bit more right now. I know it's tough. He's so tight. He's so close to it, but
no, I agree. You fired me up just then. The captain thing is something they got to figure out, but other than that, I'm fired up about it.
Run it back. I think the players want it. I think everybody wants it. Run it back with Keegan. Trent, I'm going to Iowa this weekend, brother.
Oh, that's right. You are. You're going to Iowa City, right?
I'm going to Iowa City. What's the name of that bar that we're going to?
Well, it used to be the Blue Moose, but it changed. It was a Delray's.
Oh no, I thought you knew. I thought this was like the spot. Hold on.
Well, it was when I was there, and many moons ago, it was the Blue Moose, but they changed the name of it.
I see.
It's still the same bar,
same location. It's still
same location, same everything. It's just they changed the name.
Got it.
But yeah, you're going. That's
El Rey's.
I'm sorry, El Rey's. I have not been there since it was that bar, but that was, dude. I saw the Avett Brothers at the Blue Moose. I saw who else did I see? That was the bar in town where musical acts would go. So it was a cool spot, and it's intimate, it's small. You guys are gonna rock that place, and it's football season, so Iowa City is bumping right now. They're playing Minnesota this weekend, the Gophers. Yep. So, dude, it'll be Iowa City. Is a great college town, and it's always up there on those lists that people put out of being one of the top ones, and it is. I spent a lot of time there in my early 20s, going to football games, going to bars. It's one of the best places on planet Earth.
Yeah, when we went there for the college football show, like seeing that train go into town, and then my buddies all went to a big game 2 years ago, like Big Rob, my buddy Nick, they went to an Iowa game. They went into town. They loved it. It was just like a really, really cool atmosphere, because that's football weather, it's football town, it's like the whole entire city gets around their college team, which is unique to us in New York. We don't have that. So you go to a place like Iowa, it's like the only thing that they care about. There's no professional sports team. It's just the Iowa Hawkeyes. That's really cool. So I can't wait to be there. We're gonna rock the shit out of that place.
And all all those bars are like centrally located. It's this Ped Mall area.
Is that where we went to that Target when we drove through? And
yes.
we were That's that same strip, and they had like all the cornhole going on in the street, and like they had those sick apartment buildings. I was like, wow, this is a really nice area.
It's all kind of that downtown area is where everything
we went to eat there. We went to like
Iowa Chop House.
Yeah, something Iowa Chop House.
Jersey Jerry still just texts me out of the blue about that place. It'd
so
like,
good, dude.
That place we went, man. Yeah, dude. If you want to get good meat, good beef, you go to Iowa.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
El Rey's Friday night will be there. Make sure if you're in the Iowa area to come check it out. Of course, you got PFT commenter from Part of My Take. You've got Roan on the microphone, Caroline, Nick Hamilton on the keys, and Bob Fox ripping the bass, slapping the bass. I'll be on the drums, and then we got Robbie Fox, his brother, who plays the drums, and I sing a couple songs. I got like 4 or 5 songs I'm going to be singing this time, so we're going to be up there for a while.
Your role is expanding as a singer.
It's expanding a bit, and we're trying some new songs, to be honest. Like we're throwing Creed in there for the first time in pop punk history.
No way.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think we're going to rip I don't know which one we're going to rip.
I mean, there's an obvious one.
One Last Breath, I think I'm going to end up doing.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I can do higher. I don't know. There's like certain songs that you need to like. Scott Stapp really gets up there on some notes, and like you don't want to do it. You don't want to be a clown up there, so you got to pick certain songs. And there's a couple of them that are really, really tough. With Arms Wide Open's a bit of an easier one, but One Last Breath, I think, will bring the house down. You know,
yeah,
everyone's ripping, especially in Iowa. 6 feet from the edge. I mean, come on, dude.
Friday night before a football game. Come on,
God. We'll do that. We'll do. We actually, Nick Hamilton, who does a lot of our like scheduling, he does play the keyboard and rhythm guitar for us. He does. He'll do like scout search, and he'll do like scouting on the touch tunes in each city and like what music people are playing in the bars the most. And he realized that like Iowa City plays like Oasis more than any other band. So like we're gonna be playing an Oasis song. He does all like the data, you know.
That's market research.
It's crazy market research in terms of what songs to play. So we'll do that. I usually do Wagon Wheel, and then I think we're doing one more. Oh, we always do Foo Fighters, My Hero. So it's very, very fun. It's a great set list. We're throwing in some other songs too. Rowan's gonna be rapping a little bit. We're starting to expand this thing. We really are. It's like a 2.5 hour show, dude. It's like we look at that set list, it's like 25 songs. I look at the paper they put next to my drum set. I'm like, we're going to play all these songs? I got to remember like the stop downs and like the fills and the tempo for every single one of these songs. I can't remember my own name.
It's a great performance. I've been to a bunch of pop punk shows, and you guys almost Trojan horsed in like a legit, like a good cover band. Like you guys were like, oh, it's a joke. I'll sing, you'll play bass, and I'll do drums. And then you guys have been doing it for a few years now. As it goes along, it's a legitimately great show, and you have a good time.
We played in front of like 2,500 people at frickin' Fred's the other night in LSU. It was insane. Livy Dunn was there. Paul Skeens was there.
They're the toast of the town there.
You think is there any celebs that would be at El Rey's from Iowa City?
Oh boy. I don't know who you're expecting. Maybe
Tim
Steve Dwight Austin will walk through the door or something.
Stone Cold Steve Austin or something?
No. Maybe an ex-Iowa football player or something.
Yeah.
Tim Dwight, that'd be great. My hero.
Ooh, Tim Dwight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not a celeb heavy town. It's blue collar.
Well, maybe off season you could get Kittle to come through.
Yeah. Kittle's he's a star there. Superstar.
Zach Johnson. Let's invite him down. You think he's in Iowa?
No, he doesn't live in Iowa.
Oh.
I think he lives in Georgia.
Damn.
I know. I'm sorry. That
would be electric. Get Zach Johnson up on stage.
I don't know. We'd have to look up the definition of electric in the dictionary to see if it matches up. But
just gets up there with arms wide open. Everyone's like, "Who is that? Zach Johnson?"
That would be pretty amazing. Maybe we get Gary Ryan up there.
All right, Trent. I think that might be it. Unless you got anything else. Are you watching anything? Have you been watching anything?
Have I been watching anything?
You watching The Chair Company?
No, it is my
You said
promise.
Yesterday you were going to watch it.
I know. It is my promise to you that tonight I will. How many episodes have there been?
Well, I haven't watched the most recent one, so I think there's 2. And the first episode is one of the best comedy episodes of TV I've watched in a long time. I also, hand up, I'm just a Tim Robinson guy. His humor hits me right in my core. So like anything that I can totally see, like my dad watching that being like, that's the stupidest show ever. Just like people watched Step Brothers and are like, I don't get it. Like to me, all that shit to me is right up my alley. Tim Robinson is a genius.
Yeah.
And every time he goes like, you can't do that. And his eyes water up, and the way that he acts, his facial expressions are unbeaten, truly goated. The way that he's able to just like, he can have veins pop out of his forehead and he's like, I don't think you can do that. That shit makes me, I actually laugh out loud more to him than anyone else in the world.
Well, I love Tim Robinson as well. And the 2 other people in my life who love Tim Robinson, you and my brother, have watched The Chair Company. And you guys, both people are like, it's a must watch.
It's a must watch.
So I will watch that. I'll knock those episodes out tonight. Still working on the Dallas Cowboys documentary. But no, I'm not really. Other than that, I don't know. I haven't worked much into my rotation. What are you watching?
Well, last night we had the Islanders on. Of course, they've won 3 in a row, which everyone knows and they're super hyped up about.
I was walking down the street today and people couldn't stop talking
Matthew
about
Schaefer. I think they're building a freaking statue for him outside of Borelli's right now. I think my dad's out there making it out of mozzarella.
I think it was the lead on SportsCenter this morning.
It was a lead, I think. 18 years old, first rookie defenseman to have a point in his first 6 games. The whole deal. It's unbelievable. 18 years old. He's got 7 points. He's got 2 goals. He's a defenseman. He's taking over the game, the excitement. And honestly, I got to call. I mean, I'm traveling so much, so like it's hard. Like I'm not able to make as many games as I used to, and I know that probably goes across the board for everyone. I know that people can't get to games. It's just on a broader spectrum. Like we need to get to UBS Arena more than we are as Islander fans right now. So that's just a call out. You don't have to make it a clip. You don't have to like put this. If anyone's listening an hour and 10 minutes, 20 minutes into this thing that's an Islander fan, we got to get to that arena more. There can't be a Tuesday night game where like the whole lower bowl is empty. Like this team is exciting enough to go out and watch. Like I was distraught I couldn't make it to the rink last night. We had too much going on with the baby. And I know that that's a common issue. 7:00 game. It's all the way in freaking Queens. It should be here at the Coliseum. But like I totally understand that. It's really hard to get to. Sometimes it's expensive. But we just got to, I don't know what we got to do. Maybe it's like the organization needs to figure out something, how to get more people there. We got to get more people in the building. I can't have 18-year-old Matthew Schaefer, who's like electrifying the NHL right now. You got Ryan Whitney talking about this guy's going to make the Olympic team. They're like all spit and chicklets. Every time this guy does anything, there's like 4 Matthew Schaefer posts from last night. The Islanders haven't had a guy like this in forever. We have Matt Barzal. I call him a superstar. He is. He won the Calder. He literally was a rookie of the year. Won the Calder. John Tavares called him the kid who won the Calder. He never called him by his name in his introduction to Toronto and during that press conference. It was absolutely gutless and just completely pathetic. He's such a snake. Didn't even remember his name. But like this guy's just different. He's just like a number 1 overall pick. He's just coming in with this crazy new style. He's going end to end. It's like Dennis Potvin. Like my dad's like, I haven't seen a defenseman like this in 40 years since like the Islanders won those cups. We haven't had a guy take over the game, and having a guy on the blue line like that opens up all the other players. So like now Horvat's playing better and Barzie's playing better and the other D are playing better because now you got to watch out for the Schaefer kid. So whatever. We got to we can't have him coming out onto the ice to like an empty crowd. Like last night, he like came out as a number 1 star and like tried to pump up the crowd after the game. And there was like 12 people there. So it's like that we got like, he's like, he's going to these opposing rinks and like you're going to Montreal and it's like, holy shit, you're going all, you know what I mean? We got to show up a little bit more. And I think it's a problem with there was a bad product on the ice. That's no longer the case. We're putting the puck in the net. Let's show up. Let's get to games.
No, I understand. You're looking at it from a player retention angle. You're like, you want this guy to be like, I love playing here. The fans are great. And the Islanders do have great fans, but you just got to show up.
We just got to show up, you know?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And I got to be better too. I got to like, if I'm getting home at 7:30 on a flag, I go right to the arena. There's got to be ways that I'm just making it. So, speaking of which, I think Saturday we got like Brian Trottier coming to Borelli's for an away game. He's going to go to Berez. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't even know if you can keep it in. I think that's the plan right now. But if he doesn't end up showing up, just come to Borelli's. I think he's showing up. That's not official yet, but that's breaking.
Dream come true for Mr. Borelli.
Dream come true of Brian Trottier. I got Brian Trottier right behind here. I got his jersey hanging on my wall. I got Brian Trottier. It says Brian Trottier Stanley Cups 80, 81, 82, 83, and then he writes Hall of Fame 97 underneath his name. It's freaking awesome.
You been watching Dancing with the Stars?
I did. I watched Dancing with the Stars last night during the Islander game. My wife has been pretty into it. It's a hell of a production, man. I teared up last night. I mean, I always am going to get teared up by a good performance. You hit a good note, someone makes a good move, you could feel the energy. The crowd goes nuts when they, there's a great story. One of the women, I think it's Elena. And they're all celebrities, but I don't know some of them. Andy Riddick is in it. He keeps making it.
Richter.
Reddit. Yeah, Andy Richter.
Is he still in it?
He's still in it. And he's getting pity votes, but he did a great job last night. He nailed all of his moves on time. But Elena, I think it is, she has a broken toe from a freaking car crash, and she can barely move on her toe. And she was out of control good last night. I teared up. She was it was the final song from Wicked, and she went up in the air just like the Wicked Witch of the West. It was incredible. So I'm getting all kind of swept up by Dancing with the Stars. It's a great production. And our guy, Alfonso Ribeiro, he is a freaking menace on the mic, dude. He is captivating. Dude, they got 100 million votes in last night.
Oh, wow.
You can't imagine the amount of people that are voting. Now, I think you can do as many votes as you possibly can. So you got probably people on Click Farm sending in stuff for Andy Richter. But but you got a lot of people watching this, dude. And that's our guy, freaking Alfonso Ribeiro. He's at the helm of this thing. He's the host.
Yeah, no, we've had him on the show a bunch of times. We see him at tournaments. We see him at pro-ams. He's a great guy, good golfer. I would imagine I'm sure he was on Dance with the Stars at one point, but yeah, he's the host. I see more I see a lot of sports stuff. The World Series is about to start. Football's going on. NBA's starting now. But the thing I see most come across my desk in terms of social media on those nights is Dancing with the Stars, bar none. Oh, people are watching it, going crazy.
The way that they do the voting, those judges are electric. The guy Bruno, he is just he'll light the room on fire, dude. He stands up, he's got a real deep V-neck, and he's just I love it. You did it, you are beautiful, and 9, and everyone's oh shit, that's a 10.
I've watched a couple episodes, so that's a good impression of Bruno, if that's his name. Yeah, the judges are electric. I'm rooting for Andy Richter. I know he's been a bit controversial because I'm so in and out of that show, and I've never watched it consistently. I don't know if you're voting for the level of dancing, a good dancer, or you're watching someone on the road to getting better. Is where I don't quite know what
I think I think as a judge and as a viewer, you take it all into account. You're the fact that Andy Richter pulled off what he pulled off deserves votes, regardless of if that's better than the person that ended up getting voted off. You know what I mean?
Bro, wasn't Hilaria Baldwin, who was on this season, a professional ballroom dancer at one point in her career?
I think so, yeah.
So to me,
I just watched yesterday's episode. I haven't been watching it.
I watched a couple early on, and Hilaria Baldwin was on it. I don't know if she still is or not, but I think in her background was a dance career, and you got her starting with Andy Richter. It's well, of course she's a better dancer than Andy.
You also
Richter.
have a U.S. gymnast who does those what are they the performances? They'll call it the.
I'm here with you. I'm here.
It's not I'm thinking the pad performance or something, but they call it a dance. It's not a dance. It's
like a routine.
Yeah, but there's a thing where when they it's a part of the Olympics. When they go to that dance part, right? And they'll be running across the pad. And they'll do that crazy flip in the corner, and they land. It's a whole routine.
Oh,
but they say we're taking it to the whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able
to.
Is
it a floor routine? Maybe
I think so.
The floor routine. There's an Olympian in Dancing with the Stars where it's that's she's an Olympian at making moves and flips and flying around. Of course she's gonna look outrageously good out there doing these moves compared to Elena, who's 52 years old with a broken toe. But I do think that people see all those storylines. It's a lot of Dancing with the Stars talk, that's for sure. I get it. I don't know how much of a crossover there is. I think if there's a lot of dudes listening to this, their wives are probably watching it. You get 100%. Swept up in the whole deal, dude. You get swept up in it. You really do. And Robert Irwin's incredible. He's the nicest guy on the planet.
I've been seeing a lot of headlines about him.
22 years old. You can't believe the head on his shoulders. I don't even know if it's almost like a bit how nice he is. He's in the back. He's bouncing around. He's a bubbly guy.
Well,
like
his dad, I mean, come on.
I know, dude. You got to watch like a couple clips of this guy. It's insane. He talked and I said, fuck, how nice is that guy? Like overwhelmingly nice. Like you want to just like turn the TV off because you feel like a piece of shit.
That's the Irwins, brother. The Irwins that's a nice group.
He's like, he literally hugged his dancer that he's with. He's like, I love her so much. Like, I have another sister. I already have a big sister, but she's like my other new sister. And like the way he said it, he's got a huge smile on his face. I got a new sister. And everyone's like, oh, and he's just like, he jumped up. He did both arms jumping up. Yeah. He did a yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. Unreal.
That's the show, man. I'm done.
You done? No, you got no more Dance with the Stars takes?
No. Rangers have lost 4 games at home. It's fucking crazy.
Is that thing that you're wearing, is that new? Do we already sell that?
This has not been sold yet. I got this sent to me to see if I liked it or not. What do you think about this?
Golf Dad crew neck? I love it. I love that color too.
This is a great color. I think this might be a little too big on me, so I might go with a medium.
Sure.
But because it's large. But also some of these are like they feel so nice during the winter when they're like oversized.
Huge fan.
Yeah, our Golf Dad stuff that we're coming out with, and this is like crazy. Like it's like you could feel across this. This is not just like printed on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm sure we got I know we do it. A lot of Golf Dad stuff coming, Black Friday, all that.
This Common Man Country Club hat too is a real winner. I love this one. It's a really clean hat.
Really?
But yeah, no, we got a lot of stuff coming out. Golf Dad is going to be huge during that Black Friday sale because we got a lot of stuff like for gifting. I know that like when you're getting something for someone in your life that is a golf dad, the merchandise has sold like crazy. And I know that like to pair that, like if you don't just want to get a hoodie or a hat or polo, there's like other things that you're gonna be able to get. That's like, oh, that's a perfect gift for Christmas or a birthday or something. So I'm pretty pumped about the work we've put in for Golf Dad. I think it's gonna be a huge hit.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. That's all I got.
I think
I'm ready to stop talking here. I'm sure other people are as well.
No, I think this is a great show. Shout out to Ty. Shout out to Jeremy. Thanks for coming on. It makes the show a lot better, honestly. Just being able to talk to guys like that.
100%. And we got to keep that rolling. So that foreplay golf, right, Ryan Richardson? That foreplay golf, is it foreplay at barstoolsports.com? Was that the email that they sent?
Yep.
I think similar to the voicemails, when we give out that voicemail number, I think anyone that has a similar story or thinks that they know somebody that is in that world that we're looking for, that's like, they're in the shadows of the game of golf and they don't get the exposure that they deserve. And they've got a great story of how they got there. They're building something that deserves the spotlight. Email us at foreplay@barstoolsports.com. We would love to have them on. We want to talk to as many people as we possibly can. So let's fill that email up with a bunch of great submissions, and then we'll go through them, and we'll have people on from week to week, and we'll do as much as we can to highlight those people.
I love it.
Love it. Maybe even put that in the end of one of the clips, like when we talk about it. So I want to get that out there. We really do want to start talking to the people putting in the work. All right. That's all I got, brother. Off to Iowa I go. Off to Chicago and Iowa. We're driving from Chicago to Iowa, so that should be fun. It's an easy drive, though.
3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah, no problem. We'll be on a bus. It'll be fun. Memories.
Get some Casey's breakfast pizza while you're there.
Casey's breakfast pizza. See, they were no diet for me, man. It just keeps on rolling. Keeps on rolling.
That'll set your diet back for sure.
That's all I got. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.